Hi, my name is Chris Melnick. I'm a realtor in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I'm going to talk about two winning and two losing strategies to come up with a price when bidding on homes. There are people with each of these strategies in the market at any given point in time. Now, just by knowing these different types of strategies, it can really explain a lot of both the current market and when the market was at its peak. First, we'll talk about winning strategies. Number one, having an absolute opinion of price that's more than the market rate. The first potential winning strategy is not very common, but it will win homes. In this scenario, a person has an absolute opinion of price that is more than the market rate. So if the current market rate is $700,000 for the type of home they're interested in, they could be willing to pay $1 million for it. And they have no issues going up to that level to win the home. What the home is reasonably worth isn't even part of the equation. This was more common for people who were new to the province. They could have sold their teardown bungalow in West Vancouver for $4 million and genuinely do not care if they have to pay an extra 100 or 400K. Now, if the market's slower, they don't have to overbid. But if the market's red hot, they have no issue to do what it takes to get the home they want. Second winning strategy, willing to pay what a home will reasonably sell for. This is a very straightforward scenario. The price they bid on a home is relative to the reasonable market prices of what's available. Their idea of price is based in reality. For example, if your budget is $500,000, then you would be looking at homes that would reasonably sell for up to $500,000 and pick the best one. Then put in an offer where you would have a reasonable probability of winning the home depending on how much you want the home. This is logical, has by definition very good odds of succeeding, and will ensure a good experience when buying a home. You may get beat by someone who's willing to pay well above what the home is reasonably worth, like the person previously mentioned, but eventually you will get something. Now, losing strategies. Losing strategy number one, having an absolute opinion of value that's less than the market rate. In this scenario, there will be a complete disconnect between the price you're willing to pay and what the current market rates are for the types of homes you're interested in. But in this case, it will be less than the market rate. That line of thinking could be something like, if your maximum budget's $400K and you're only interested in new construction homes, and say, well, if I'm going to be at the top of my budget of $400,000, that home better be over 2,500 square feet with a double garage. Now, the current market value for a home like that could be $700K or $500K, but that doesn't matter. The value in their mind is set in stone. In this scenario, they technically could win a home eventually if the market drops enough, but that would be the only scenario they'd be successful in which case it would be best just to hope for the market to drop to those levels you need it to in order to continue your home search. The second losing strategy, always wanting to pay less than the current market price. This is a very interesting phenomenon. Their opinion of value is tied to the reasonable market price, but always less than what the home is worth or would possibly sell for. So if it's listed for $500K and would reasonably sell for $550, they would offer $500K and lose. Whereas even if the market went down and that same home was listed for $500K and worth $500, they'd offer $450 and lose. In this example, it's not like they have an absolute opinion of value. So if the market goes down, they could have an accepted offer. They have a variable opinion of value that's always less than what the home is worth. By definition, it's intentionally trying to lose. This typically leads to bad experiences. It's not a good idea to look for homes under these circumstances. These different price strategies are why, during the peak of the market, a home with 28 offers listed at $600K and arguably worth $750 could have had offers anywhere from $500K to $900K, with the sellers scratching their heads at the offers at either end of the spectrum. It's also important to note that when you're using the second winning strategy to bid reasonable prices on homes and keep ending up in second or third place to people that blow you out of the water, just know that if they bought the house, they're no longer your competition. And you need to keep trying because you'll get something eventually. Finally, I just want to reiterate that I'm not encouraging getting caught up in bidding wars. You always need to be comfortable with the price you're willing to bid. But at the same time, if you want to win the home, you need to be willing to pay at least what the home is worth at that point in time. If you're not, then it's best to either take a break and hope the market changes, or adjust your strategy or expectations as to the type of home that you'd like to buy. As always, I hope you got some value out of this video. My information is in the description. Goodbye.